Hey, what's up you guys? Shartimus here, doing another Transformers action figure review on the Transformers Generations Commander Class Motormaster. And we have a nice big beautiful box for this figure. I really love the packaging artwork. It looks amazing and I like how accurate it looks to the figure itself. We have some nice images of Motormaster. On the side you can see his robot mode, and then on the other side there's an homage showing drag strip, and on the back you get all kinds of product shots over here. It takes 45 steps to get Motormaster into his combiner mode, which is like most of the combiner, 23 steps for his truck mode, and then 23 steps also for the base mode. And then on the top of the box it just says Transformers Legacy and not much more at the bottom. And if you're trying to get your Transformers figures, you can do so at
big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's Motormaster out of the packaging in his alt mode, not looking bad at all. I do have some gripes that I will discuss, and I had a minor break with this figure, so stay tuned to hear more about that. But first, let's get a closer look. So one thing I love about this thing is that when you open up the box, this is how Motormaster shows up. You don't have extra parts or anything like that. The accessories are all stored inside right there, and you can pick them up. They got the diameter right here for the port just perfect, so you could just go ahead, plug this in, and pick it up as it is. And looking at the sculpt closely over here, I do like all the rivets. Nice purple paint apps. Decepticon symbol looks great. Nice silver right over there. We do get a little bit of an Arseface thing going on with the front of this guy, right? Doesn't it kind of remind you of Arseface a little bit? Am I the only one? But anyway, looking at the windows right here, I do like that they added purple, and then you get like these circuits and stuff like that over there. Looks great. And then again, nice symbol right over there. And then the back, I like how even though this is empty, it still doesn't look bad to me. This gets a little floppy on the top, so be wary of that. That's a little bit of a nuisance, and it's a little bit hollow right here, which is okay. And unported that tank right there. Oopsie, you guys call me out on that. Yeah, and then the tires look good right over here. Again, the rims look great. Then looking at the trailer, you can have it stand with this right over here, so you can flip that up. And then again, Decepticon symbol looking really good with that silver trim. And this doesn't look too bad up here or anything. And it's a little bit on the short side. I don't know. This trailer does feel a little on the short side. Oh, this really bothered me a lot over here because this was all twisted, and it's still a bit twisted right over here. You can see where it's supposed to port in, but it's kind of hard for it to do it, you know, it's all twisted like that. You can see some exhaust pipes right over there, it looks like. So yeah, I do like the trailer. Parts forming though. But yeah, while I'm bothered by those wheels, he still rolls okay, but you can see how this tends to splay outward. So yeah, you can't really have that much fun rolling it around. But I do like how you can turn this though. So that's always kind of neat. I do like that. But I don't know, it seems a little bit on the short side at first, but I don't know, over time I've kind of gotten used to this. I think it's okay. I think it looks pretty good. Anyway, to measure out Motormaster over here, you can see that he's at about 10 3/4 inches across, and then you're looking at about 4.5 inches tall. And for a Stunticon comparison from our Transformers Legacy line, you can see we have Motormaster and Drag Strip, and I like the size difference between these two. I think they look pretty good side by side. Then here's Motormaster next to the Earthrise Optimus Prime, and they are not the same size, very much like their G1 counterparts. However, the G1 Optimus Prime was much larger than the G1 Menasor, and that bugged me back then. And then now this is kind of bugging me now that they're not the same exact size, but oh well, I guess. But the trailer length over here kind of trips me out because, you know, it's so much taller, but just as long. So that makes this look kind of, you know, a little short and chody compared to the G2 Prime tank trailer right here. You can see same length, but the height right there is gigantic. All right, so I'm going to get into the base mode for the trailer over here, and I'm not going to go through every single step, but for Motormaster's robot mode, I will go through every single step. So stay tuned for that part, and will you take us away, Bumblebee? All right, so first step here is separating right there, and then you can see the sword is sitting right inside. I like that, and you just remove it from that port right up there. Make sure that flap is down when you're putting it back together, and then you're going to separate from the top right over here, and then this is going to separate in two pieces. You're going to go ahead and split from the top or split out from the middle, either way you want to look at it, and that's going to come apart right there. And then this is going to stand upward. You're going to hinge down and then get this all connecting together right here. Splay these outward, and then this is going to be like the main battle gunner station for Motormaster. And then this section right here is going to form the base of the whole thing. So pull these down, flip this up, rotate this 180, and then you're going to set it like that. Then these right here are going to separate, and then you're going to bend down like that, and bend down like this. There you go. So you're going to make these shapes here, and you're going to go ahead and port on the inside. This gray piece is going to port on inside there. If I have the right side, I always tend to screw that up. I was right the first time, damn it. All right, there you go. And then you can go ahead and port this side the same way, going in the same direction. Just make sure you line it up there. And now you can rest these down like that. And I'm going to split this in half right here. Hopefully everything's in focus. And oh yeah, you have the gun weapon right here. And this is where I broke it. I think I was putting it together and I snapped off this little peg right here. Fortunately enough, everything still works, but still a bummer nonetheless. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this out and then splay these outward. And then you can go ahead and port this onto the top right over here like that. So we'll set that aside over there. Or we could put it over here, but I'm going to go ahead and put that on last. And then you're going to get the feet parts moving outward and then hinge down right there. You want the outer peg plugged in right here. You want it pointing outward. And then swing that down, swing this back again, port that side on there, and then you can go ahead and take this section here and it's going to connect. You have these rectangular ports right here and right here, and I'm going to port into the lower half of the Menasor torso, and now we have the battle station, which looks pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of parts forming and whatnot, but hey man, you know, this does look cool to me. All right, now let's get on to the transformation for Motormaster. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? All right, so I'm gonna go through each step. Step number 1, pulling these out right here. Step 2, step 3, oh, no more arse face. Step 4, on both sides. Step 5, tab in. Step 6, swing each leg down. Make sure that knee is flush inside there when you do that. Step 7, step 8, step 9, and step 10. 11, 12, and 13. Make sure that's tabbed in on both sides. Step 14, bring the legs down. 15, detach the arms. 16, 17, 18, and 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and now we have Motormaster in his robot mode, and he looks awesome. I really like how compact this looks. Really good articulation, really nice aesthetics. Let's get a closer look. Look at that head sculpt, man, and that metallic purple paint looks amazing. I just wish they had red paint for the Decepticon red eyes, but other than that, I think that looks awesome. I love the blockiness of this. Just looks really good. Nice details on the back right there. Nice gray trim over here to break things up, and we have some purple. I love the clean white arms over here. Look really good, especially with all this sculpted line work, making things pop so it doesn't look too flat and boring or anything. Nice clean Decepticon symbol right there. Crotch area has the gray trim as well. I did churn around these pieces over here. I don't know if it was just like that when it came out of the box, but I'd only noticed it recently when I was taking photos. So this part of the hip joint was facing the other way, and you can see it has a bigger pin port right there. This has the thinner pin port with the 2 lines at the bottom. It looked like it had that more in the directions. But anyway, you can see the circuitry stuff that we'd seen earlier right over there. Looking really cool. Then you have the cab or faux cab pieces in the very front over there. And I do wish it had heel spurs of some kind to help support him. I'll show it off later on, but he does get a little back heavy, even though he doesn't have a whole lot of back stuff going on over here. You know, this is fairly hollow stuff, and I don't think it looks too bad. It's a little bit of a backpack, but definitely not the worst as far as Transformer backpacks go. And if you wanted to port them into a stand, you could do that, and you could see some more detail and stuff on the top of the figure over there as well. Oh, and I gotta appreciate these faux wheels right over here, especially because they're all painted. I love that. That is so dope. Now, bringing back the battle station and taking a closer look at the weapons, you get 2. You get the big gun right over here, which looks badass. I really like this. If you want to tilt this up, you can, and you can display these outward right over here, and they fit into the hand okay, even if you have them closed up like that. There's enough space where you can get them to hold it like so. You can kind of squeeze them together like that, and it still works. But I'm going to go ahead and port this onto the battle station right here. And then we also have the sword. Looking pretty cool. I do like it. I think it might be incomplete. It looks like that's supposed to port into something. But yeah, still pretty cool. There's ports throughout this battle station over here where you could, I don't know, have it face forward like that or something, maybe if you want to. But yeah, I think this thing is cool, man. I'm going to go ahead and put them on here right now. You can see that it gets a little bit tricky. You have to, you know, finagle things and make it all work out. That looks pretty freaking cool, man. No? I don't know. I like it. I think it's a pretty cool feature to have, even though there's parts forming going around and everything. I don't know. I think that's pretty sick. Yeah, and you can put this sword in other places. Maybe go like that right there, and then get drag strip, you know, standing on this little section right over here. I don't know. You can get 3 more of these guys on here. Get them all piled on, fighting the Autobots. Now bringing back the white backdrop and going over the Motormaster articulation, you can turn the head side to side. It will not look up and down. No butterfly joints, but the shoulders will move outward. I guess you could lift above the 90-degree mark due to transformation, but yeah, you're untabbing right there. So without untabbed, it's at 90. You could rotate forward, rotate that far back, I guess, or if it's splayed outward, you can move outward more. So bicep swivel, then you get the single jointed elbow, and you get wrist rotation, no finger articulation like the Optimus Prime. You get a waist cut right here, hips move outward, then kicks forward, kicks back. You get an upper thigh cut in there. You have the single jointed knee. It's more like 2 joints. You can see how far that bends in, but I feel like one of those joints is due to transformation, but still, that's a lot of articulation over there. And then you do have beautiful ankle pivot that moves inward. It doesn't move down or up or any other direction, but hey, at least you get the ankle pivot. You can see that the base is at about 19 inches across, and then looking at the height with the gun and everything, you're looking at about 8.5 inches tall. And measuring Motormaster just on his own, you can see that this figure is standing at about 7 inches tall. For a couple of size comparisons, you can see we have drag strip right over here from Transformers Legacy, and I like the size difference right here, seeing him next to Motormaster. And then here's Motormaster compared to Optimus Prime once again, and unlike their alt modes, their robot modes stand at about the same height. Optimus Prime is maybe just a little bit taller. And then here's Motormaster next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Motormaster, cool name. Any relation to Motor Boater? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And this figure is a lot of fun. And I did not even show off the combiner mode. I will do that when I review the complete Menasor. Yes, I'm going to review all of the Stunticons from Legacy, so stay tuned for those videos. I actually have some more on the way, or I have one more on the way, so stay tuned. I think it's Dead End, right? I think Dead End's the one that's coming. But yeah, this figure itself is very cool. I like it a lot, man. I think it's Wild Rider that's on the way, not Dead End. I could be wrong, but anyway, I really like this figure a lot, man. It looks really good in both modes. The trailer is a little chunky, and I have little gripes here and there, as I had mentioned throughout the review, right? But really, for the most part, this is a very impressive Motormaster figure. I like it a lot. I had a lot of fun with the base mode. I have a lot of fun with this robot mode and the alt mode. So yeah, at the price point, oof, these are getting more and more expensive. Damn, yeah, this guy's getting closer to the $80 mark. If I remember correctly, closer to 80 to 90 bucks, right? Oh my goodness. So it's not cheap, but I feel like I'm getting a lot with this figure. I love the aesthetics, I love the posability, and I gotta say at that price point, I'm gonna give this Motormaster figure a Sun rating of I love it! I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me over on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and I'm doing auctions on Whatnot every other Thursday, so you can find me over there as well. And if you want to support the content, you can do so on Patreon and membership, and I will catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.